To the United Kingdom now, where the vaccine rollout is going strong. At the same time, a variant first identified in Brazil has emerged in Britain, but authorities have yet to trace that person. And there is more news of the royal family, which we will get to ask our UK correspondent Olly Barratt about. He joins us now from London. Hello, Olly. So this variant first identified in Brazil has been picked up in the UK. Am I right that authorities don't know where this person is, though?
That's right, Sally. There have been 6 cases, just 6, identified in February in the UK of the so-called P1 variant, which was first discovered in Brazil. 5 of those people have been located, but 1 hasn't. It's understood that someone, somewhere, took a test at home in February, sent it off, but didn't fill in the forms properly. And so authorities know that there is a positive test that has come back that does appear to be the P1 Brazil discovered variant, but they don't know exactly who it was that tested positive and where they are. So the government is now furiously asking people all around the country who did fill in home tests in around February 12th or 13th to get in touch and to potentially identify themselves as the first as this confirmed P1 variant case. What the government's also doing is rolling out surge testing in several areas of the United Kingdom to try and identify whether the Brazil-discovered variant has spread further than these 6 cases, and B, if any other cases are identified, to try and isolate those people to try and make sure it doesn't spread any further.
Of course, I would imagine it will be less of a concern if they know, and perhaps they do know, whether the AstraZeneca and Pfizer vaccines, which have been rolled out across Britain, are good at combating this particular variant. Do they know at this point?
Well, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, has been saying today that there is no evidence at all that the Brazil-discovered variant would be able to evade the vaccines currently being rolled out in the UK in a meaningful way. But that's not something that he can be completely sure of, and there are officials who are worried that this variant may have some kind of way of avoiding immunity and perhaps even vaccines as well. So that's part of the reason there is great caution behind it, because it did appear to spread very quickly in parts of Brazil, which had already had sizable outbreaks. So there is that suspicion that it might be an evasive variant. The vaccine rollout continues incredibly quickly. Well over 20 million people have now had their first dose of a vaccine here in the UK. And Sally, we're starting to see the real effects now of all of that on the data. We've just had the new numbers out for the day. 5,500 new COVID-19 cases over the last 24 hours. That's down from 10,000 the same day a week ago. 104 deaths recorded in the last 24 hours. That's down from 178 a week ago. And crucially, look at the 7-day number of fatalities. 2,196 deaths recorded in the last 7 days. That is down 34.7% on the week before. That is a decline which is accelerating rapidly now. So we are seeing 2 things here. One is the effects of the ongoing lockdown in the UK, but the speed with which the numbers are moving in the right direction is really showing that the vaccines are starting to take hold now as well.
That certainly is good news. News now of the royal family. Prince Harry, of course, who's living in the USA. He's done a tell-all interview with Oprah Winfrey. That is due for release closer to the weekend, but there are snippets emerging, and it's quite startling stuff. Tell us more.
It does look like it is going to be an interesting interview. Let's put it that way. Oprah Winfrey has been teasing bits and pieces of it. We've had a trailer out today in which Harry says he feared that history was repeating itself, referencing the death of his mother in terms of her treatment by the media, and saying that that was why he and Meghan felt that they had to leave this country and move to the United States. Oprah Winfrey at one point asks Meghan whether she's either silent or has been silenced by the royal family. We don't hear the answer from Meghan, so that's one of the things that people are now going to be looking out for in the interview when it does go to air. We expect it to air on March the 7th in the United States. We don't yet have an air date for it here in the UK. The air date is very interesting as well at a time when Prince Philip, Harry's grandfather, is in hospital, has been moved to another hospital today, is clearly very ill indeed, requiring further, more serious hospital treatment. It would be interesting to see if Prince Philip's condition did worsen in some way. whether that air date might be even pushed back in the United States, and if not, it could lead to Harry and Meghan being accused of being insensitive and giving this interview at a time when Prince Philip's being treated in hospital.
Do we know what ails him? I know that he had the vaccine. I presume it's not COVID-19, but any details?
Not many details, but we have been told off the record that it is not COVID-19. We are now being told that he is being treated for an infection, but also, and this is a new development in terms of what we've been told by Buckingham Palace, that Prince Philip is also being treated for a pre-existing heart condition. He's being monitored at St Bart's Hospital in East London, which is very much a cardiac specialist facility. The hospital that he's moved from was a small private hospital, so doctors obviously believe that there was either some kind of testing or treatment required that wasn't available at the hospital in which he was previously. He had already spent 13 nights at the King Edward VII Hospital in London and was moved to St Bart's in an ambulance.
I'm sure they are concerned. 99 years old is Prince Philip. Thank you very much, Olly Barratt in London.